PRP Sports Show, the official podcast of Pleasure Ridge Park High School Athletics. In each episode, we bring you exclusive stories and interviews featuring our coaches and athletes. If you're a fan of PRP Sports, be sure to bookmark or subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Thanks for listening. Here's the latest installment of the PRP Sports Show.
We're back with the PRP Sports Show, and today we have a special guest interview, Josh Lightle. Josh Lightle is a new assistant principal. He's taught here. He's worked here in different capacities. Now he's an assistant principal. He's done a lot of great things with our school in the academic part. A lot of our academies that we have today is because of his hard work and his preparation, and it's starting to pay off. He was just recently promoted to assistant principal. Welcome, Josh.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah. You were a student athlete here, weren't you?
I was. I graduated in 2003. I started here in 99. I played freshman basketball and then played football all 4 years.
Yeah, I think I coached you one year, didn't I?
You did. Freshman football.
I'm scary. Don't want to hear any stories about
No
that.
stories,
I was a lot
stories
different
today.
coach then today than I would be then. So,
You did a great job.
I was young and dumb, but we all start
It was
somewhere,
fun.
right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, that was all that matters. And we had fun.
We had fun.
So tell me a little bit about your work here at PRP, as a teacher and then as an academy leader. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, so I was the academy coach in my most recent position.
Coach, yeah.
So I started as an assistant football coach and then a permanent sub in 2008 through about 2010. And then I got my first teaching job teaching business, web design. Stayed there for about 5 years and then went into the academy coach role, which is where I've been for the past 6 years. This is my first year as assistant principal. So,
Well, I know the academies here is really taking off, and they're really exciting to see. I see a lot of our student athletes in our welding program. I see a lot of them in our medical program and all the other academies. I'm not as familiar with the academies as you are. So, if you would explain and maybe talk about some of them and what they have to offer for our athletes and our student body here at PRP.
yeah, so we've completely reorganized our school into 4 separate schools. Those are the academies. So we have business and communications, manufacturing, engineering, and design, health sciences, and the freshman academy. So students come into PRP, they go into the freshman academy, they get a whole year of exploration. They get to explore all the 3 upper level academies. And about Christmas time, they'll make a decision on which pathway they like the best, what they want to pursue the most. We're not locking them into a career. We're not locking them into this is the only path for you. We do lock them into a pathway once they've chosen. And then we try to teach math, English, science, social studies, all the core subjects kind of around that career theme. That's the ultimate goal of the academies is to really base everything on that career theme and kind of teach through that lens. So students get into the academy and they are earning industry certifications like crazy. We're over 400 for this year with juniors and seniors and some sophomores earning certifications. Every single welding student, we're hoping every single welding student, sophomore, junior, and senior, will be certified after this May testing period. Health sciences, every junior, but about probably 5 or 6 have a certification. And we're rolling. So we've gone from 10% post-secondary ready, which means nothing to anybody outside of the school. It means a lot to me. We'll finish this year at about 83%. So 72% increase in 5 years.
That's amazing. It really is. I know it's really making an impact. You can see in our kids and their motivation to be students, and particularly our student athletes. So I really appreciate all the work you've done there. I got another question about the academies. I know we have welding, but the other academies, what all 4 of them do they offer?
So with welding's part of the manufacturing, engineering, and design. In that academy, you have welding, you have architectural technology, which is, I think there's now one other architecture program in JCPS. We were the only one for the first 4 years.
Yeah, and they were the ones that designed our new entryway to the football stadium, and actually I'm asking them to design me a building for our softball program.
Yeah.
So that's a great way the athletics is connecting to the academics.
Yeah, that entryway it was looking good.
Yeah, it's going
And
to
they were going to work with the Aircoy too. So.
Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. In that academy, you also have graphic design. And then you jump over to business and communications, where you have teaching and learning, marketing, and cinematography. And then health sciences has allied health, pre-nursing, patient care tech, and pharmacy tech. We've got the only pharmacy lab in JCPS.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've been over there a couple times. It's really nice. Well, that's awesome. I know that Hank and Greg, they're in the cinematography. They're into they help us get this stuff going. So, they're awesome.
And that's the goal of it. I mean, it should support student athletes, it should support the whole school. It's awesome to see them moving. When we first started cinematography, or when we first moved into the academy model, we had kids broadcasting football games and baseball games, and we need to get back into that a little more.
Yeah, I think Glycod, the company that we use, Glycod.com, the company that we use to air our football games is going to work with our classroom this year. So that we're going to bring some students out to help them.
Yeah, that's the experiences for the kids, or what the academies are all about, and getting partners like this to call football games, to run the back end. Yes. Just the technology side of it.
That's been a good partnership with them, and I've got to find a way to raise money to actually, we could make money off of it. I just got to do a better job of utilizing that tool for us to raise money, and then it would benefit everybody. So
yeah, money's good.
Yeah, it's always good to have money because you can't do anything without it. So
yep.
You can't buy anything new. So our medical part. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so we partner with Norton Healthcare, U of L School of Medicine, with Walgreens Pharmacy. And we have a kind of an ongoing relationship with all three of those. So our students, as juniors, get the opportunity to serve. They volunteer for, I think it's 10 hours with Norton Healthcare, and then they're placed in a position, so a co-op position, where they work all summer. They come back their senior year, then they co-op. Walgreens has hired 4 or 5 of our kids. U of L School of Medicine has sent students over to work with our HOSA groups. They did a weekly, almost a mini lesson on different topics throughout the year this year. They've been a huge help this year. So kids graduate from there with the NOCTI Healthcare Core certification. They get that their junior year. And then they jump into their senior year and they can get a Medicaid nurse aide certification, a pharmacy tech certification, patient care tech certification. And we've got kids earning all of those.
Wow, I wish they had that when I went to school. I always tell people the school's a lot better than when I went here, and I thought it was a great school when I went to school here. So, tell me a little bit more about your new role as an assistant principal.
Yeah, so the academies were kind of what I've lived and breathed for the past 5 years. I'm now over my role as an assistant principal. I'm not over an academy, but I'm over assessment, which is testing. I oversee these things. So I have people working for me in these academics, academies, and there's a whole bunch of other things.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot. So I do a lot of. I want to market the school as much as I can. So try to do any public events if I can be a part of it. I try. I love this place and I want to get the word out. But those are the main things: assessment, academics, and academies.
Well, speaking of that, what do you think? I have a positive view of PRP High School. I went here, my family went here. I love PRP. The academic part of the school is so important, to the community because it serves the community. When kids come to school here and they live in the neighborhood, they can get on those tracks to go become a doctor or a nurse or a cinematographer or a welder or whatever. So what is your overall feel of the school as a whole, being from your perspective as an alumni, a student athlete, a teacher, academies coach, and now assistant principal?
Yeah, so I think we've got some really, really good things going on. I would agree with you that we're better now than we were in 2003 when I graduated. We had a lot of good things then. It was primarily AP.
Yeah.
So we were known for AP, but we didn't have the career aspect. I will say all the kids that we're sending to the next level, obviously this is sports, but the academic next level. So welders going to jobs, nurses going to jobs, nurses going to school, cinematography students going to college. There's a clear next step for every student. And the students that we're sending out, whether it's work or college, are doing great. We have so many kids at the next level, and it's exciting because we're 6 years in. So you think about that. There's a whole group of kids that went through, and now we've got them. We're seeing the success. We're seeing them really make money, which is awesome.
Yeah, and that's what a school's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Prepare its students for becoming good citizens and workers and helping them be set for life. So, and one about the set for college, I know you guys have started with Mr. McCoy. He was Excel Teacher Award winner.
He was one of the first this year that they announced. And that's not typically an award that's given to a CTE teacher, but his focus on work ethic and drive and attendance and just pushing yourself to be the best, and how he teaches and the progression of how he teaches, they saw him and they said, absolutely.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job. I saw that, how we have college signings. We had one last week. I got 2 coming up this week for kids going to college to play sports, but you guys have started doing signings too for welders.
Yeah, so and the hope is to do this across all the academies. So for all those students that are going to work or signing with a university or a post-secondary school, I think it would be awesome for the same atmosphere as that college signing. I mean, to play sports, these kids who are moving on to the next level academically. We've started that in welding. We've had 2 signing days now. We had one right after graduation, and we had it here right after COVID. Then we had one the other day. We had 2 or 3 kids sign with different companies. So.
Yeah, that's cool to see. When you see their parents come in and celebrate it, it's a family celebration for them. I know the signings are real important to student athletes, and when those other kids are sitting in the stands and they're watching their kids sign and go to college, it puts that in their head. Hey, I want to be up there signing one day too.
Yeah, it gives them a little drive.
Yeah, so that's
what it's all about,
and that's what we're here to do. But well, Josh, thanks for coming in. Keep up the good work, and I appreciate all you've done. And I wish you the best. And if you ever need anything athletics, and I'm sure I'm going to need stuff from you. So,
well, I will say I think you're the best athletic director in Jefferson County.
Well, I appreciate that.
The things that you've done, the
I don't
facilities,
think so,
and
but I appreciate that.
The teams, and we're competitive, and we're rolling, man. So I'm thankful to be on your team.
Well, like you would understand, once you get one project done, it's on to the next project, and there's always work to be done.
There's always something.
And it is, no matter what, I'm never going to get done with everything we want to do, and then whoever takes over eventually. They're going to have the same problem. So it's part of the job. I think assistant principals, and ADs have a lot in common in the way that our jobs are. So, and I appreciate everything you've done, and you're making our school a lot better. And just keep up the good work, man.
Same to you. Appreciate you.
Thanks again for listening to the PRP Sports Show. For daily updates and schedules, search PRP Athletics on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, go Ridge.